Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of Shingeki no Kyojin, or you can call it Attack on Titan, on chapter 106. Now, this chapter right here, in a simple overall summary without having a lot of detail going on, this plays back into the very past and going all the way to the present. Pretty much. It's nothing really big, but I think it's a little something that was supposed to be given out. So if anything else, you guys may get the idea once I give you the recap of this chapter, which might be very long. So I hope that you read the chapter before you even watch the recap or review of mine, however you want to call it. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that it starts off with the Marleyan boat with a lot of soldiers having to appear on Paradis Island, and we have to it that Eren in his Titan form brings up the freaking ship and made it land on Paradis Island. Hanj gives out a sarcastic hello, which I will have to call it sarcasm, honestly, because of what was going on here. And we have to it that she wants them to come along and we could talk this out. But apparently the Marleyan soldier goes like, yeah, go to hell, I'm not going to listen to you. And before one of them will take a shot right now, one of them gets shot themselves by one of their own soldiers, which is Yelena. And we have to it that she talks to the survey corps, and of course things kind of gotten a little bit scary now, because for the time being Eren only got lucky for that chance since they put the enemy on land right now. We have to it that Hanj takes all look at the technology that the Marleyans have been using, and we have to it that Yelena ends up talking to the survey corps about what the Marleyan country has been doing, and telling them that their technological skills are so advanced that they can come from the skies. Even Hanj is really surprised about this, of course, and we see to it that Marley is planning to make some kind of aerial attack, etc., because of the Titans being on the ground. And we have to it that some of all the Titans have been killed in this case around here and there. And we have to it that Levi says, so what will you do about it one way or another once Marley has been informed about this? Yelena, on the other hand, is to be expected or something, etc. And we have to it that that Yelena ends up explaining to Hanji and Levi that Marley has been broken into a state of war with several of our allied nations right now, and they're we're too preoccupied how to deal with Paradis Island, especially the Jaw and Beast Titans, which is the pride of Marley's team warriors, are defeated. Not to mention the Colossal and Female Titans have been snatched away by you guys. We have to it that Yelena explains that the war has just only begun, and of course Hanji goes like, you seem to be a spy that infiltrated Marley's army, is that correct? They go they went to Awe and such thing, and we have to it that Yelena explains to him that you weren't, I guess it's not exactly that, you know? We have to it that Yelena explained that her hometown was snatched by Marley and we were drafted as soldiers and were completely powerless. We were in a situation where we were losing our strong will to rebel against this large nation. And we have to it that Yelena explains that the Beast Titan, which is Zeke, obviously, was the one that saved him, etc. And that he's a god, we were helpless, but he showed us that there was hope. So we have to it that Yelena explains that they shot down a high-ranking officer under the orders of Zeke Yeager. We are volunteer soldiers from the anti-Marley faction. Our purpose is pretty much the liberation of the Eldian people. So pretty much throughout the beginning of the pages, of course, Eren picks up the ship, lands it on Paradis Island. Hanj tries to make a sarcastic welcome for them, and Yelena, on the other hand, comes in to talk to Hanji and Levi and explains to them the situation here and there. And we have to it that when it comes to the meeting with the Survey Corps, the military brigade, and the kingdom itself, we have to it that Zeke Yeager has demands here and there. Within the time he has left, he is to be accepted by Paradis Island. Not only that, younger half-brother Eren Yeager having the founding titan on the condition that the safety of Paradis Island is guaranteed. Although I don't know how that's gonna go, but they say that they will offer the latest technology for weaponry, not to mention intermediaries to existing friendly nations, and providing support for intelligence gathering as it relates to Marley. We have to it that Hanji explains to everyone that Zeke will help you guys out. In exchange, you gotta help him. And of course, everyone goes like, we are against this idea because don't forget, this guy attacked us, etc. Not to mention he turned freaking villages into titans and freaking struck fear within the walls here and there. And of course, of course, one of them goes like, yeah, one of them at the beginning has only been going for the founding titan here and there. Of course, Hanji explains about this secret plan left behind, and we see to it that the founding titan, whoever possesses the royal blood family, can actually assemble these titans, those colossus titans whatsoever. And we have to it that everyone goes like, I don't know about this idea, man. This seems really stupid. Although Eren suggests that we should try it because he explains that he actually used this power when he came in contact with the blood of the royal family or something, and that is when Dina Fritz's face on it. So Eren explains that he actually used the founding titan for a little bit thanks to him having to hit Dina Fritz's titan form when she was trying to grab him, etc. In other words, that Dina's son is Zeke, right, etc., and that this is the only hope for the Eldian people. And we have to it that Eren explains that there are tens of millions of titans that are dormant within the walls right now. The titans will trample the world. That's the condition, is the activation of the earthen rumbling or something, as Eren Yeager explains it. Levi goes like, why is it that you kept silent about this until now? And we have to it that Eren explains that he was worried about what would happen to Historia, and I couldn't let her become a titan based on my unreliable information. I thought about this when I wanted to talk it out. And we have to it that Hanji goes like, looks like we'll have to go with this idea or something, but we'll have to figure something out. We have to it that one of them goes like, are you insane? Are you really going to trust this plan of Zeke Yeager's after all the stuff he has done to us? Like, he killed our comrades, etc. And there's no denying that. And we have to it that they go like, in order to protect this island from Marley's resonant ships, we need the power of volunteer soldiers and her comrades. So we have to it that they don't have wireless communications, and it's not going to be easy. And we see to it that in the next part of the chapter after the meeting, etc., in the past, we have to it that Yelena manages to bring in the Marleyan ships, the Marleyan army ships, etc., and Armin transforms into the colossal titan. And we have to it that everyone is forced to go on the island, and they are about to be taken hostage or just put into freaking criminals or something, etc. And we see to it that Onukapoyo or something, the African guy, which I will call the African guy, ends up explaining the information about something called the harbor here and there. It's not just about food, and then this is where you can safely dock your ship. And we have to it that the ones who create the way of thinking is very different types of people. So pretty much Onukapoyan, or I think that's the African guy, explains some information to the group and tells them what to do, tells them what's up. And we see to it that I think they managed to get to certain parts here and there, enjoying themselves with the meals. And of course, there was a scene with Armin, Eren, and Mikasa talking about what is really about to happen next, as things kind of gotten a little hectic, And we had to it that Armin says it's like something we can finally understand each other, etc. And we have to it that Eren asks a serious question to Armin, do you see anything in Bertolt's memories? And then Armin's like, nothing useful in particular. And of course, Eren says, we don't have much time. Zeke's lifespan won't be longer than 3 more years or something. So So pretty much, like I said, this is a past that's happening 3 years ago or 4 years ago, however you want to call it. And we had to it that we had to be proceeding according to Yelena and her comrades' strategies. Of course, Mikasa is any problems with that? And we had to it with what this earthen rumbling means, but there's some kind of technique to protect the Eldian people. It would truly be a nightmare that would strike world to the world of fear. But Armin asks can't we find a way how to talk it out or something, misunderstandings? And we have to it that Eren's what do you mean misunderstandings? From the viewpoint from the rest of the world, we are just monsters who transform into titans. There's no misunderstanding there, right? But of course Mikasa says yeah, but we've been making friends with the Marleyan people too. With who? Most of the Marleyan soldiers are glaring at the walls of the camp. And we have two of the Mikasa's like, well, give them time. And Armin's like, we need time. That's right. For the sake of buying time, we ought to do something that prevent any interference. Of course, Eren is continually practicing his shot, and this time it goes back into present time where Sasha dies, and everyone is landed on Paradis Island, of course. And as for Gabby and Falco, they get thrown into jail while Zeke is taken away. While we see to it that Armin ends up talking to someone, which apparently talks about the funeral for 8 people died from the campaign, especially Sasha. I don't really understand. I really want to understand Eren much more than anyone else, even more than Mikasa, but he doesn't really know right now. We have to that Armin explains that how Eren even intended to do this kind of task alone, even by cooperating with Eren or even abandoning him, which would have been the worst option or something, as Eren sent these letters to his comrades, etc., what we have to do. So we have to it that Armin says that numerous people were killed, battleships, military soldiers, and civilians were all dragged into this, and it was the same as what happened to us on that day. Everything just was snatched away. And we have to it that Armin explains but in the naval port is going strong. I can imagine the Marleyan forces will immediately launch an attack on the island in retaliation. And you know what? Reconciliation or even trying to get along or something is being cut off. So we had no other choice, and that's what you guys had to do. Ain't that right, Annie? And we do see Annie still in her crystallized form, and look at her, dude. It looks like to me she hasn't really grown out a bit, and I don't know, it's something else, but one thing is sure, if she's been stuck in that form for 4 years or something, she went for fasting for 4 years. That's terribly insane. So pretty much I guess that Titan crystal thing might have stopped the bodily functions after Annie encased herself in there. And we have to it that everyone's being happy about the reported victory while Zeke is talking to Levi, while Levi is wanting to kill Zeke or something, and a conspiracy would become clear, etc. And we have to that this so-called secret plan is indeed genuine, then wait a little bit longer before he mints him. I don't mind one way or another. So it looks like Levi right there still wants to kill Zeke in a certain sense due to the secret plan whatsoever. But we have to that Zeke goes I'm grateful for your lenient words, but you'll make me meet up with Eren soon, right? So won't you stop glaring at me? And of course for Gabby and Falco, they were put in the jail cell, obviously. When Mikasa just looks at herself, she looks in the sky and says, if we don't win, we'll die. If we win, we'll survive, though. So Mikasa looks a little depressed right now because right here and then it's either you fight or die or something. And we have to that Eren tries to keep himself in shape by saying, if we don't fight, we can't win, so fight. And he puts on a new hairstyle whatsoever and looks at himself in the mirror and fight, etc. So pretty much in this chapter right here, which I'm going to tell you in simple words, is this is 95% of the chapter mostly shows what happened 3 years ago before they start making their attacks on the Marley Nation, and of course seal off the inevitable time to try to reconcile with the Marley government or Marleyan country. So yeah, 95% of the chapter from the beginning to the middle or almost to the end is pretty much what happened in the past 3 years ago and how all of these guys managed to set up their time and attack Marley, of course, and of course Armin talking to Annie in her crystallized Titan form about what we had to do to either help Eren or to abandon him or do it alone, etc. So yeah, a lot of crazy confirmation here and there. Levi still wants to kill Zeke, which is most likely gonna happen. And as for Eren, he's trying to keep himself in check to say that we have to fight, so fight. And of course Mikasa is if we don't win, we'll die. If we win, we'll survive. But at what cost or something, that kind of thing. So pretty much like I said, this chapter pretty much gives out what happened 3 years ago before they start going along with Zeke's secret plan, and then crazy stuff happening here and there, especially many miscalculations as Zeke will interpret it. So yeah, when it started playing the present time of what happened, Armin was talking to Annie's crystallized Titan form, with Levi and Zeke having to talk with each other, with Levi threatening and wanting to kill Zeke, of course. And as for Mikasa, she's concerned about having to we have to fight in order to survive, while Eren tells himself and washing his hair and putting on a new style recognition is like saying, fight or die, so keep fighting. So overall, I thought this chapter was pretty cool. Nothing really much happening, like I said. Like nothing much really happened here and there. Just like what happened 3 years ago, and then what's happening in present time right now in Attack on Titan. So yeah, one thing for sure is like war is about to be brought upon on Paradis Island, that's for sure. And it's not going to be very pretty. That's the 100% fact, because there is no way in hell that they're going to get out of this unscathed. And not to mention, many lives are going to be lost, especially when the whole world is going to go up against Paradis Island. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but it's all out global. It's all out global war against one island, which they are considered devils. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Right? Peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.